Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 222, and I'm your Sunday host here, Bourgie86, repping Shot on Video Week, Volume 2. That's right, this is my generation of BodyBags reviewers, Shot on Video Week for you guys. And it's been an interesting week. Of course, I did a film review for Austin on Wednesday. Couldn't get his film in on time, but that's understandable because, as you know, shot on video films aren't for everyone, and they're not really a necessity to collect, especially for some horror fans. If you're into the more obscure stuff like I am, you'll collect these films and look them out because of the nature of them and some of the aspects of them. And I know these films aren't for everyone, but I enjoy them for what they are, especially like some of the greater ones like Video Violence is one, The Burning Moon, numerous other ones that I've enjoyed over the years. I actually did a top 10 shot on video list on my own channel, so check that out sometime maybe. Spoiler alert. But yeah, this one that I chose for you guys today to review is a first time watch, and it's one that I was very interested in checking out because it has a fucking awesome cover art. This was put out by the company the Sleaze Box. If you know them, they release their own films, and they release a lot of like films from like the scare labels, like shot on video stuff, and very obscure type films. And they also release their own films like Death Squad Service, Chaos AD, American Holocaust. The list goes on. And this one comes from 1993, and it goes by the title of Burglar from Hell. Yes, this film is directed by Chip Herman, who I believe also goes by the name Phil Herman, because I know he directed the film Jacker, which the Sleaze Box also released, and I believe he also directed Before I Die. I believe that's another one that he did. I think I maybe got the title a little mixed up, but I know that it's like that type of title. I've seen the cover art. It's one of their newer Sleaze Box releases that they release of his work. So pretty much the gist of Burglar in Hell, we're introduced to this New York setting, and we're introduced to like this gangbanger known as Frank the Tank, who's like this burglar. He's about to actually rob this old lady's house, and the old lady's neighbor comes up to him, and he ends up killing him with his bare hands. So what ends up happening is he ends up trying to rob this lady, and the lady pulls out a shotgun on him and blows him away, kills him, and buries him in her backyard pretty much. After she buries him, she ends up dying, and then we fast forward, I believe, a year into the future. Then we're introduced to our main setup and our main characters of this film, like Mike and his friends, including like Conrad and his girlfriend Token, who we find out has kind of like some kind of like witchcraft to her. And they end up renting the old lady's house, unbeknownst, and doing like a seance there, Mike and Token and Conrad and a bunch of their friends. And they awaken Frank from slumber and bring him back from hell, pretty much. And so Frank is like this undead, like unstoppable force where he just goes on a killing spree for the rest of the film. That's pretty much the gist of the plot of this one. So my thoughts on the film. Really funny fucking movie, I gotta admit. It's really funny. Of course, like with shot on video films, the acting in it, you can't really judge these type of movies for their acting, because the acting in this one is very bad, but it's kind of funny in the aspect of like some of the characters. I do like the interaction with like Mike and like his characters and his friends. Like his roommate has to like sleep on the beach. Like, yeah, ends up like being like homeless, getting kicked out of his own apartment when Mike and his girlfriend end up coming over. So it's like they have the fighting style of that, and I like the interaction between the friend and Rich. That's the other character, Mike's other friend in the movie, because they always have like a bickering attitude towards each other, and there's a lot of like bickering back and forth between the characters. That's actually pretty funny in the film. So it's pretty funny in that aspect. And when Frank comes back, he has some of the fucking funniest one-liners, and then he like kind of like Freddy Krueger style, but very funnier and cheesier and cornier at the same time. Especially with like four, and he fucking, there's like one scene where he like rips this dude's arm off, and he uses it as like a golf club and says four and screams it before he hits him with it. So it's pretty funny in that aspect. Kind of gory, kind of has like that low budget feel gore though. It's kind of like do-it-yourself type gore in this film, I think. Some of it's better than others, but it still works out for the most part. I do like the gore aspect of this one. Really, the story is very basic. It's kind of like this voodoo, like coming back from the dead and killing and trying to stop like this undead zombie type film. It's been done before type deal in that aspect, but it's funny as all hell. I fucking laughed out loud at this. One weird thing about this film, they introduced like this side story with like Debbie D's character and like this bookworm like nerd character, and they're studying, and there's like this weird like hallucination of the nerd looking at her like a sex object pretty much. It's kind of weird in that aspect of the film, but it's very funny in that sort of aspect too. But they're pretty much like characters that become like body count in the film to make the film a little longer. And I think that's what this film kind of suffers from. It's a little tad too long. I think it could have been shortened down maybe like 10 minutes, because it does like run over almost like an hour and 40 minutes. I believe it's like an hour and 36-minute film. But other than that, it's an enjoyable watch. I did enjoy it for what it was, for a shot on video film. Super fun, low budget goodness. So if I had to rate Burglar from Hell, I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. Like I said, it's not going to be for everyone, but I did enjoy this. I do kind of rate these films from an enjoyment factor because of the scale of them, you know what I mean? And I enjoyed this one, so if you're a fan of shot on video films, I say check it out. Burglar from Hell, 6 out of 10. Alright guys, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back next week with another one for you guys. Peace out.